Let's go to Tehran and speak to the Iranian affairs analyst, Seyed Mostafa Khoshcheshm. Seyed Mostafa, does any of this rhetoric mean anything to Iran's leadership coming out of Washington?
Hello, and thanks for having me. No, as a matter of fact, Iranians are undeterred and they are resolved to take action in order to, give a tough response to the United States. Not only because they are furious for losing such a precious asset, but also because it's a deterrent factor. If Iran refrains from giving a crushing response to this arrogant move by the United States, then the U.S. would move further, and probably they would come to assassinate other militaries and other assets of Iran inside the country. Therefore, Iran believes that it needs to stop the United States, and that's pretty well comprehensible by Washington officials and experts who have been stressing that Donald Trump's move to assassinate Qasem Soleimani has left Tehran with no other option but to provide a tough response.
Yeah, but what about the actual temerity? This is a huge escalation of what's been a pretty low-level conflict between the USA and Iran. But the killing on Friday morning by that US drone of Qasem Soleimani has increased the stakes so much. Is there any way you think that, again, the leadership in Iran may be a little bit concerned? There's a quote here from Mike Pompeo. I say quotes. It's actually, let me just try to translate what he said. He said that the US reserves the right and will make lawful strikes against any individual directing attacks against US interests. Now that the Americans have killed Soleimani, might there be a feeling in Iran that they could do it again?
Well, here is a point that they've been looking and chasing Qasem Soleimani for 20 years, and they couldn't find him. Mossad, CIA, as well as Al-Qaeda's Ayman al-Zawahiri and ISIL's Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, they've been chasing him for quite a long time. We believe that there should be reasons and an analysis why they actually went for this unwise move, because they know their repercussions. They knew it already. They knew that if they take him out, there will be, fury in Tehran. Right now, all across the country, people have launched, campaigns. They are furious. They are calling for annihilation of Israel, blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, and many have requested to take out the CENTCOM commander in Doha or the first U.S. administration official that visits the region. As a matter of fact, the Iranian state, the Islamic Republic, has proved to be a logical player. That's why they never discarded a nuclear deal for about a year after the U.S. withdrew from the JCPOA. They stayed under the deal in order to de-escalate the situation. Some 16 countries have been contacting Iran all throughout the last 24 hours in order to mediate a U.S. demand to refrain from a response or to give a proportionate response and probably take out one of the U.S. generals or a precious asset of the United States. But Iranian leader, as well as the people, state, and IRGC and army officials, they are all resolved in order to give a complicated response that would come in a package, which is very important. I mean, this is not going to be one single strike for the U.S. The ultimate objective that has been stated all throughout the last 48 hours is the ultimate pullout of the United States troops from the region. That's not going to happen unless Iran continues a several-phased operation in reprisal. If the U.S. stays in the region would experience more and more chaos, especially with Donald Trump in office. So when he has done an unwise move once, there is no reason to believe that if Iran stops short of action, he would not repeat it again. The only thing that could push Donald Trump back is an act of reprisal with much costs, with the costs more than the cost that he inflicted on Iran. That's the belief in Tehran.
Seyed Mostafa, Khoshcheshm, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much indeed.